what it is? It's your boy Watchlist shooter, and I'm checking in for the gang, and we are live in the Discord right now recording this. This will be pre-recorded and uploaded to YouTube for later on for digestive purposes. You can digest this later, but we live right now. I'm gonna run down my plays for this week. What I'm going to be looking at for this week. I got a couple of bangers, I believe, that's going to be nice far as possible payouts, especially if the market come in a little weak. But before I get into all that, make sure you go like, comment, subscribe, and if you want to be part of that earners club, make sure you hit that notification bell. I truly appreciate it. But enough of that rambling. Let's get right into it, man. And I'm gonna start off with the market. Start off with the NASDAQ. I got the NASDAQ on the chart right now. Looking at the daily. As you can see, we still trending downward, y'all. Ain't nothing changed, man. We had a nice little bear rally right up in here previous week. Got everybody excited. And then boom. Jerome Powell and them said, no, sir. No, sir. I got to get this inflation down. Therefore, other things need to come down, such as the stock and the crypto market. So we're back on our downtrend, man. Ain't nothing new for anybody who's been paying attention to the market. We've been selling off since January, since these highs up here, and we just gonna continue to sell, man. It is what it is. But us option traders, we're gonna take advantage of it. And yeah, we're looking at this. We're looking at the Qs right now, and as you can see, we rejected that 294 level. Let me zoom in a little bit. We rejected that 294 level. Start of last week, man, like a boss, like we figured. Continue to stay on that trend. Rejected the trend level and the heavy resistance level, and we just pretty much just been riding the wave down since last week. We had a nice little pullback from the 9 as we overextended. What I'm looking at for this week is to continue to see some down. So I'm very bearish continuing unless something major happened. There was some good news in the tech field far as Tesla delivering over 250,000+ Teslas, but I don't know if that's going to be enough to start pushing this back to the trend. Again, I'm not a genie, I'm not a fucking fairy or nothing like that. Anything's possible, but I'm going to stick with the trend, and what the trend has been since January is that we've been very bearish. This has been the worst start of the first half of stock season in 40 years. And I don't think it's going to get any better. I think it's going to get worse before it gets better, especially with CTI coming up in about a week or so. So as Jerome continues to talk, I'm still seeing a lot of fear and uncertainty in the market, and I think we'll continue to sell off. I don't even think we even got close to the bottom, in my opinion, right? This is just my opinion. Do your own research. But back to the chart, right? So what levels I'm looking at for the NASDAQ, the nasty NASDAQ this week is definitely this heavy. And let me zoom out a little bit so you can kind of see all this nice structure here from 629. And I believe this, yes, in 2019. A lot of structure right here in between 269 and 261. Used it for resistance at one point before we broke and reached that 294 level, that psych level that we rejected, and then we tested it for support once again here in September 22 of 2019. We actually tested these levels 269 and 261 several times back in 2019. So I'm definitely like this as a heavy psych level. But most recently, if I zoom in, we've recently tested this 269 level twice on this downtrend run. So I'm looking for us to retest this 269. If we can't hold 269, I do expect us to fall into the support zone here, and the bottom of that is about 261. As you can see, there's a lot of activity between these two, 269 and 261. So if we continue to sell off, I do see is projecting us down into this zone. After that, we get into these 250s, right? Now it's a short week. I don't see us getting to the 250s, but hell, anything can really happen. I'll definitely keep my eyes open for this 269, 261 zone if we continue to sell. What could happen if we do not sell? What if we have a beautiful opening Tuesday and Wednesday? Well, we can retest the 294 level. That will give us some good scalping opportunities here. I'm just looking in between for us the distance from here to this 294 level. It's about a 14-point swing. very capable, but I'm still a little worried because of this trend line here, right? It's shown throughout this whole downtrend to be very, very valid. As you can see, we got hits here, here, and then some nice structure hits here, and then previously we retested it as well. So looking at the chart, I'm confident that if we do start hitting this trend line, we may reject that. We may test the 294s if the market opened up strong. But if you open up, if tech opens up very weak, start tomorrow, do expect us to start slipping down into these 269, 261 zone area. For if you're getting into any trades, I think the safe bet, if you wait to about 276, let me mark that out for you guys. As you can see, the swing low right here off the daily, about 275, 276 would be definitely a good entry if you're gonna day trade this, swing trade this. Be cautious again. Like, we only have 3-4 days of trading. The next level below that is like 267 before we get into that 269, where it could test and bounce and start headed back up. So be very cautious if you're gonna swing trade this. Safe entry for day trades, 275 in my opinion. If we open up weak, we can break this definitely in one day. But you know, we'll have to wait and see. Far as like calls, I would say a safe entry above these swings here, and this actually has some good structure as well here. So anything above 283, I would even say 284 be the safe bet. Now, just know what your ratio is if you get above these 284. This trend line top, it's about 291. So that's a, what is that, a $8 swing, 8-point play. Just risk management, people. At the end of the day, risk management. We're getting into this little tight downward wedge. It's getting tight right here. So it's definitely going to squeeze. We are going to squeeze out of this wedge and continue on our downtrend, or we can possibly squeeze out and head up. Now, most downward wedges, when it squeezes to the bottom, it usually try to bounce out and start headed in the right direction. But market sentiment right now, I don't know. We just have to wait and see. You know, I don't like to play the guessing game. Just watch your charts, zoom out, find your structures, and go from there. So that's the cues. I ain't gonna bore y'all with that. You see right here. Let's switch over to the standard P, pushing P on the 500. Zoom in a little bit. Key level for me on this, and this kind of had the same symptom as the cues, as you can see right here. This 391 area was definitely heavy resistance. You can see it hit here, 1, 2, a retest breakthrough. Used it for excuse me, let me start over. You got 2 hits here for support. We bounced, lost it for support, tested it for resistance just a couple of, well, actually this past week, and we rejected it twice. And now we got overextended from the 9. We push back into the 9 right now. What I would like to see, and what could happen, we could catch some consolidation and not pick a direction, just because, as you can see, we're kind of bouncing in this channel. If I was to break this down into, let's say, the 1 hour, let me zoom out a little. Sorry for making you guys nauseous. As you can see, we're bouncing right here in this channel, right here in between this 382 and this 372 range, right? That's a 10-point swing. So we really haven't picked the direction yet. Last Friday was definitely bullish as AF, but we have to see what the pre-market level is going to look like, right? But just breaking that down into the hour, we're just currently bouncing in between that. Go back to the daily. Right. So what do I like? As you can see, a lot of my support lines here are for some bearish sentiment, as I'm expecting. We still got this trend line here that I can draw out real quick. Right. Boom. Right. So we still got this downward wedge. Right. And we have room. We're sitting in the middle of this. That's why I said we can continue to consolidate, or we can retest this 372 and break through. We've been holding it for 2 moves right now. We already pulled back to the 9. We could break this support level, or we could break through the resistance at 382 and get above into this little sector here of this 386, 390, where we have room to the actual downtrend line here, resistance. What I would like to see is it to pick a direction and not consolidate. To be perfectly honest with you, I would love to see the SPY pick a direction. If we reject this 382 at open, I would love to see us push through 372. I know that's a 10-point move, but we've seen it happen plenty of times. If not, I'm looking at the SPY for definitely scalping opportunities. I think that'd probably be the best way to kind of play the SPY right now instead of day trading, especially if we get caught up in this consolidation. Right now, it looks like we could be possibly making a double bottom as we have the sell off here, finding a bottom at 362. We have what we have is our V or our mid up around the 382. And if we continue to push down, we can make the second bottom. All right. And of course, that means we can start seeing around this 360, 362 range right up in here for that second bottom. That'd be ideal. Again, I will wait for it. If we can sell off and break this 372, definitely good for scalping. And maybe that might be a 2 or 3 day trade for us to get through 372 and then getting into these 360s. But you definitely want to wait from confirmation. I wouldn't try to guess it and just look at this and be like, oh, shooter talking about he sees a double bottom. Let me just jump into puts. No, no, don't do that. Shooter also told you to be patient and wait for confirmation candles as well too, because this thing right now is consolidating, so it can kind of pick its own direction as it wants. So those are my levels for SPY. If we, like to reiterate, break 372, we can see 362 easily. If we break above 382, then we can get back into these 390s. And this is based off the market, right? We know Jerome talking this week. If you're in a Discord, we put the schedule up already. We have light earnings this week. None of these guys that I'm talking about are reporting earnings, so don't even worry about that. All right, let's move into some plays. I'm gonna kick this thing off with Amazon. Hey, Amazon, we ate off of Amazon last week using the Discord. Saw the entries. I mean, hell, you didn't even need my entries. You could have just went off the watch list and got the levels, and we got busy off of Amazon. The biggest level for Amazon this week is this 101. I put it in red, 101. You can see how many times we hit 101. Now, this data right here to the left is kind of skewed because Amazon wasn't trading at 101 during this time. You know, Amazon just did the 21 split, but you can still see major structure in this area right here. Rejected few times for support where we kicked down into these quote unquote 62, right? Again, we did the 20 split, so those prices a little skewed, you know what I mean? But as you can see, we bounced back up into the 90s. Didn't test here, kick back, but test here and rejected. We tested 101 level again, popped through and got rejected by the 109, failed for support, shot back up. This 101 level is hella psych, big psych level. I mean, as of recent, we tested it since May 12th for this year. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and currently 6. And we got back to the 9. We got overextended, pulled back to the 9. So the play last week is that we were definitely overbought, pulled back to the 9, and we got in on some puts. Now we're pulling back to that 9, and we could consolidate right around this 109 area. Let's break it down to the 1 hour chart. All right, so you had this 109 area. You have this 102, you have this 105 area. We could consolidate in between those two, that four tick price range. I would definitely love to see Amazon pick a direction, but that is an option as well that you want to be kind of cautious of. Remember, consolidation is very dangerous. We don't make money when it consolidate. We wait for the market to pick a direction so we can get the bread up. But it closed very strong, decently on the Friday here. I would like to see us fill this candle and test, but as history shows, when we test around this 102, 101 area, we kind of shoot up. Be cautious though, as I zoom out, this structure previously, right, from 430 of 2020. We have a lot of structure here, a lot of support. We have a nice confluence area here, and then we finally picked a direction. So we could pull up in this area, consolidate or even test and reject and test these one-on-ones again, that wouldn't be surprising. We are on a triple, head and shoulders, as we have, well, we completed the head and shoulders. Well, we haven't completed it because we can rip through this one-on-one. No, don't do that, champ. Back up. There we go. Why is my oval? So we had the head. Oh my gosh. Well, y'all got it. Left shoulder, head, right shoulder, right up in here for the head and shoulders. And remember, that's a continuation play for bearish. So if we break this one-on-one, I'm looking at us back in these 95, these 90 areas, right? 95. We can't hold 95. We'll definitely see 90. We have some decent build up, some confluence and some structure here, in between 95 and 90. If we reject this one-on-one level, this one-on-one level, super psyche though, it's spicy. If we're gonna have to sell off, man. Again, the market's gonna have to open up weak as hell for us to break off. If not, then we'll catch a nice little bounce and get back into these 115, 120 area. So I'll be watching Amazon this week too. Remember, it's a short week. Market opens tomorrow. My next watch, AMD. Yeah, we spun a bin on AMD as well. AMD was definitely cooking it up for us. Appreciate you, AMD. What I'm watching for on AMD. First thing first, we are super overextended on the daily, right? We are spaced out right here. I'm definitely watching this for maybe a nice little bounce off 72 and getting back up into these 80s. If not, well, let me go back. 72, as you can see, heavy support area. What is that, people? It's a psych level. Psych level. It was previously resistance here on 721 back 2 years ago. We broke through, retested it like a champ on several occasions. Bounced off, retested again, got high, came back, and you can kind of see this price action right here. A lot of price action. Selling pressure was heavy in the game, and we came right back, retested the 72s multiple times here as well. I mean, look at this. 72 is hella psyche, man. So we watching that level for sure. Let me zoom back out if it allowed me to. Oh my gosh. I swear, bro. I think this one be killing my vibe sometimes. Sometimes I still love it. Waiting for the data. Thank you. And it still won't let me double click out. That's fine. 72, obviously, very strong psych level. And we're here. We're here right now, right? So history showing us we hit the 72.50 area. We bouncing up. The sweet thing about it is that we're overextended as well, too. So what am I looking for? I'm definitely going to be watching these for calls. If the market opens up weak or NVIDIA opens up weak, then maybe we'll break through the 72 level. And then we have, you know, some decent price action or structure area right in these 59s. Now, I know what you're thinking. Like, damn, shooter, like what, like from 72 to 59? Yeah. I mean, let's just, where's the structure at? Where's the support coming from price action? I mean, we bounced from 59 and shot straight up. So we would need some type of, like, maybe catch 67 for a light support area. Maybe it's not, I mean, it's not solid. I mean, we can rip right through that, but you know, just looking at it from, if we rip through 72, 59. Now, am I saying that's going to happen this week? I'm not saying that that's going to happen this week. I'm just saying if we can't hold 72, even though 72 has been shown as a strong support, if we lose 72 because of the market overall sentiment in the tech, then we can expect get into these 60s, and our next heavy support area will be 59. Now, on the flip side, if we hold 72, where is our resistance at? That's easy. I mean, we have decent structure here, right? For ceiling, right? Can it move up 15 points in a week? Maybe not, but that's a heavy resistance level. As you can see, it served here back in August. Turned into support. We held, lost it, came back and tested it for resistance. So we know that's our top, right? I don't want to break this all the way down and be like looking at the 90s and shit. I want to keep this shit like in front of us, right? Keep it realistic as possible. If we break this down on an hourly, we want to get a better feel what resistance we have like in the immediate future. Let's get my pointer out. Oh my gosh, bro. Pointer. You can't kill my soul. Just want to sing Beyonce, man. This way, how this going. Anyway, we're looking at around the 80 right here. Decent level of resistance off the 1 hour. This thing ain't gonna break my soul, not today. Here we go. So 80.26. We can get back up in there. I mean, a more immediate resistance level here. We're looking at 75. We break 75 and get up to 78. You know, those are like immediate resistance levels just off the rip of this structure from the 1 hour, right? So we can bounce off the 72. Anything, if we can get above, I would say 74.36 or 75 to 77.90 or 78. That's a three move, 3-point move. Wouldn't be a bad call. But I'm definitely watching this too. I'm watching it for both directions. I'm prepared for for any direction, but us just being super overextended and knowing that this 72 is a strong support level, I'm going to be definitely watching this for opportunities to get back to this 9. And so I would use 74, 75, 77 as my profit targets if I'm in calls. And you know, if we can get a good bounce, tech can get some good news. If NVIDIA can get some good news, then that'd be an easy play. All right, going to the next one. No, you're not doing the NVIDIA. That was on my list. It's NVIDIA, the big sister, right, of AMD. Same goes, overextended, right? Super overextended here. And I didn't chart this one because I want to kind of do it live, right? So you can kind of see it. So off the rip, right? I'm looking at this structure right here, and we're already there. What is that? Heavy psych levels was used for resistance, right? Used for resistance, support here. It's a lot of price action around this 144 area. We're sitting at 145 right now, so we're there. I mean, we can even pull out if we lose that. We get into that 137 range. And then even at 120s, right? 120s. Yikes, y'all. That's crazy. 120s. I think that was around the split time when they hit that. Let me see. So this right here was, we already lost pre-COVID. Oh, here go pre-COVID or post-COVID, or let's say COVID low, right? So here's COVID low right here. 114. Again, I'm not saying we about to lose 40 plus points, 50 plus points in a week or 2 weeks or 3. My opinion, when everyone's trying to find a bottom, I'm not guessing a bottom or nothing like that. I'm not gonna do that to y'all. So this level right here is 152. 152. We've already lost. This was pre-COVID high. This is post-COVID or start of COVID low, 114. We went from 150 to 114 in a matter of weeks off of COVID, regained a bounce. Could this be our bottom? That's all I'm saying. I'm not saying it is our bottom. If we continue to sell off, retrace, we already passed post or pre-COVID highs. Could we retrace to COVID lows of 114 for at least in the video, right? We can look at the Qs and the SPY and all that stuff. It's pretty much going to look the same. Anyway, it's just something to put out there, right? Something to put out there. So let's get back into it for the week. Just something to think about, guys. Again, we're overextended. Resistance key level is 154. As you can see, this was used for resistance. several times for support here, and we lost it. So I'm looking at 154. If we can bounce due to us being overextended, if we can bounce and get above, that'd be good. That'd be a good opportunity to get some calls in. If you want to be YOLO, right? If you want to be YOLO, only if you want to be YOLO, it's totally up to you. If you want to get in calls right off the gate and try to play a bounce off of 144 and get up into these 150s, the video can definitely have the price action and the volume to move, but be cautious of all this freaking volume here. It's a lot of volume, right? So 144 looks like a nice support area, site level. 154 definitely a site level for resistance. If we can bounce, retest this, at least get some get back towards that 9 for calls, that'd be awesome. That'd be great. Usually too, if you notice, if Tesla doing pretty decent, the video will do decent. If y'all don't know, NVIDIA makes the GPUs for all the Teslas, so they kind of like hold hands and shit, like on some, like on some weird shit. So, depending, I'm not saying that they always do get together, but the good news from Tesla could help out NVIDIA shares as well. Again, you know, they got a partnership. They make the GPUs. I don't know. Some of that money could trickle over to NVIDIA. Something to think about, right? Could be a small little catalyst to get us back to the 9 and above 154. Just putting it out there, man. I'm not telling you to buy, sell, or hold NVIDIA or any of these stocks. I'm gonna throw one in. Haven't even looked at the chart, but might as well. Matter of fact, anybody, Chase, you got something you want me to look at real quick? I don't think bro can hear me. Let's look at. Yeah, I got you now. Oh, crowd. What is that? CWR? D? CR. Yeah, let's look at crowd. Dang, let me delete these old ass drawings. Let's look at crowd. Remove. Clear. Yes. Okay. Hey, she always doing her own little thing. So let's get into crowd. Hey, on a daily, if you look at it around, she's low key doing a nice little double bottom. I know what y'all thinking. Like, what? It's not like straight across. You can actually. Oh gosh. Whoa. What'd I do? Back that up. Let me get out of there. There we go. Let's delete these drawings. Clear. Yes. Okay. Okay, here we go. So you can low-key have a double bottom like this, but you can also see that she's looking at triple. While I'm looking at it, I'm looking at head and shoulders. Here's a head, here's the shoulder, head, another shoulder. Maybe she'll pull down. Let's not guesswork. Let's get into it the right way. All right, let's get our bottom. Our could be, if she sells off, we're looking at 154. But she had a good Friday, a strong Friday. Let's get our top. And I know she's a mover, so let me get above these twos. Okay. Okay, I like that. Let me get this little structure here because she's ripping through that. All right, so let's check out crowd. All right, so crowd has actually been doing, I ain't gonna cap, crowd's been doing very good during this whole sell-off. Like, she has her dips, like coming from 298 all the way down to 188. That's a 100 point swing, a little over 100 plus swing. It's not as bad as some of these companies have been taking, and her able to bounce back from the 154 level. So I'm looking at this 154.91 area, 154 zone. I'll even say 156 as a potential bounce zone. Now, granted, she had a strong Friday close, and the crazy thing about the value is below average, but it was just a strong Friday where she opened at 168, got up to a high of 179, and closed at 179.25. So that's really good. She got above this 177.65 resistance level. Now, what could happen? She could continue on this trajectory and test 188.31, or with this, maybe she'll pull back some and find support. I'm gonna say around this 164. This is an interesting play because um, just based off this volume, this candle, maybe she might have another green day if she can get above this swing high here. What is that? 182. Maybe if she breaks above 182, then you can gotta play for the 188s. Be cautious though, because there was a rejection here previously. So I would say anything above 180, I'll say 183, maybe good for calls. Overall market, of course, VWAP did cross the 9 here. VWAP is my blue line. My 9 is my yellow. My 21 is this purple. Just for those who don't know how my color coordination goes down. Oh my gosh, thank you. Let's see. Now, if all else fails, right? Let's say if she get rejected at this 177, and pull back to 154, that's something to watch too. I mean, she's above 177, but this can turn south really quick. So I will look for it for puts. This swing low at 163, below 163. Let me get my boom. We'll make that red for puts. And then we'll turn that green for calls. Oh no, we don't want to turn that green for calls because that's our resistance. There we go. 182 for calls. And let's look at this on the hour. Pull this down a little bit. Yeah, I like that. I like those levels. Yeah, so pull that up just a little bit. And this was a Thursday low too. We have a lot of buying pressure on Friday. I mean, decent pullbacks, closed beautifully. The 9 crossed the VWAP. So maybe we might pull down here pre-market. Definitely gonna be watching at 4 a.m. Watching that pre-market. Maybe we'll pull back, test this 177, and then test this 181. That would be a great opportunity. We can pull back to 177, right? Pull back here, then test this 181, and if we can rip through here, yeah, good night. So if we can pull back here, 177, scalp that up to this 181 level. And then if depending on how Tuesday play out, maybe this could be a swing. And I would do maybe I will probably space it for next week, maybe 2 weeks to be on the safe side and see if we can get up in this 180 zone. But I would definitely keep a tight stop loss just because of how the market is, man. I'll be very cautious on that on swings, but if we can break 181 with some conviction, then we could get up here and test this 188 level, and that could happen in a week. But I would definitely give myself a little space because that 181 level is light on the hour. It's pretty heavy on the hour, and we can probably, I mean, you see some lack of support here, and we kind of ripped down here and got into this 170 area, and then went on this pretty much sell off. And she's been burning too, so she's been cooking, as you can see. I mean, had a slight pullback, you know, rip, nice pullback to the 9, and this could be our bounce up. So it's worth the watch. Overall trend looks healthy, and this uptrend right here. Let me draw that out for those who's watching, right? Got this rising wedge. Definitely got some highs, higher highs being made, lower highs being made. Here's a high, well, here's our low, high, higher low, high, higher lows, high, higher lows. So we're definitely in this rising wedge. So maybe we might get some continue to push off this support trend line and push up into this. We've got a lot of space in here to make up. As we can see, we've been killing this resistance trend line. So if it holds, it might be a good play here. Might be a good play. We already had our bounce. We got our confirmation off the resistance. So we got some space. I like it for calls. I like it. And she's been kind of trading, doing her own thing. Not really in this, I mean, in the tech sector, but kind of following her own path. I have noticed that about Crowd. She does her own thing. She's independent. That's why he loves her. Yeah. So yeah, guys. I think it's some bangers for you guys. I think it's some good plays. If anything changes, then I'll do a part 2, like a 2.0. But those are the ones that I looked at, minus Crowd, which I'm glad I looked at because I might even get up in the Crowd call, just depending on the market. But overall, Q, SPY, Amazon, AMD, NVIDIA, and Crowd. So that's my watch list. Yeah, appreciate you guys checking in with your kid. Again, this will be up on YouTube, and if you're already in the Discord, you'll get this first to review. And short week, let's get into it. Everybody have a safe Monday. Driving buzz is also driving drunk. There's no excuse. Get an Uber, get a Lyft, call a friend. It's your boy Wall Street Shooter, and this is not financial advice. Peace.